Hey, Shalom, Shalom, call halal, Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, salutation to the elect. Men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3. Got the first day of the government shutdown. And we've been through government shutdowns before, but, something telling me in the spirit, this going to be a little different. And, it normally lasts, a month or two or whatever, a couple of weeks. But shit is already intensified, and he laying off a lot of workers, more stores closing down. As it tells you in Ecclesiastes 12, 1 through 4, the door shall be shut in the streets. In Isaiah 19, there shall be no work for Egypt, which head or tail, branch nor rush may do. So a lot of these government workers is who? A lot of these women, and they about to lay a lot of them off, get them furlough days and so on. And it's going to just keep downsizing. I just came out the supermarket. And I swear, man, every time I go in that bitch, because I just buy like little meals and shit, you know what I mean, that might last me. It's just me. And that's a beautiful thing about being single, So just look out for yourself, you know what I mean? So, but even me going in there, I be looking at shit. The prices are like doubling. I was looking at the barbecue sauce, just like not even no good shit, like some standard shit. It's like $5, $6 for some standard, the small one, like an 8 ounce, not even, maybe 6 ounce, baby back, Rube Steubens, them brands, maybe $6. So, the juices and shit, lemonades, Turkey Hill and shit like that, 32 ounce, half gallons, like fucking $4, So you could easily, so people think, if you got, so prices are already doubled up in meats, you could fucking forget about it. If you talking about lamb and shit like that, it's over. Like 3 lamb chops, like maybe 3 or 4 of them shit's like $20, $22. You know what I mean? Raw. And it's just enough, maybe for like really one person. But you'll eat good, but really like it's enough for one person. Chicken and shit like that is cheaper, but basically like, it's over. Like, and that squeeze coming. You know what I mean? That squeeze is definitely coming. So people gonna be, and when I be out here and shit moving around, more and more women, Jake always been begging for money and shit, but more and more women been like running up to me, asking me, not all the time, but here and there, so I can I'm just one person though. Hey, could you give us a ride down the street? Or like I'm like, in my mind, like, bitch, what the fuck make you think I don't know you from a fucking can of paint that I would just give your ass a ride somewhere because you got ass and tits? You know what I mean? I don't say that, but my demeanor do. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, then like it ain't wise either. You never know, bitch trying to set you up or like whatever. Like, take us here, have somebody waiting for you or some shit. Like, it's just not wise. You know what I mean? Especially in these inner cities to do shit like that. Oh, you think you can help me? Like little shit. Like what? Get the fuck out of here. You know, so people, man, if you got like people who get food stamps, so if you got like, say you get like $400 in food stamps, you got 3 kids. Your food stamps, if you get $400 in food stamps and it was lasting to the 20th, because food stamps never last all month, even when shit was sweet. They never did. Maybe they would if Eve knew how to shop, but and smart shop wise. But these women lazy as fuck. They don't know about coupons and deals and ounces. Now they got the smart shop where they can actually compare things. You get a better deal like this. You get 3 more rolls of tissue for this amount of price, saving $2. They don't know about shit like that. They just lazy as fuck, and they just going there grabbing shit and they're frustrated in a rush to get out the store. So food stamps normally last to like the 20th, maybe the 23rd. You normally have like 10 days left in the month. You gotta struggle before they swing around with some more food stamps. You know, and motherfuckers won't be going hungry, man. These kids and shit, they about to be fucked up. Because if the government gave you like $500 food stamps and they cutting some of that shit, but let's say they still kept it. Some people got a little increase or whatever. But say you got like $500 food stamps, you got 4 or 5 kids, and price is double. So you ain't got $400, you got $200, or you might have $250. I'm gonna be reasonable. So out of that $400, you really got $250. But people don't know economics, so in their mind, like, oh, I still got $400. No, you dumb motherfucker. The inflation, the dollar has lost its value. So even though you still see $400 on your food stamps, it's the value of it's not there. Even though it says like 400, it's really like 250 or 220. So you buying all that shit and you like, damn, like I ran like. And so a lot of people just be buying shit and they get to the register thinking, oh, because you know, people shop like that. You know, when shit was sweet, they just pick shit up, especially with them stamps, throw it in the cart. Oh, my stamp should cover it, and they just buy it and still have like, you know, 150 left, 180 left, and they'll sell that. And shit be sweet, or they sell half of it, cash some of it in to the local bodegas and shit. I know how it is and shit. And come, you know, we from the HOOD, family members doing this shit. You know, I was buying stamps, all that shit off of people, but they you ain't got 400, you got about 250, 220. Then meats is just out of this world, right? Then you got to pay for bags. A lot of you dummies leave your bags home. You get there, got to buy like fucking $8 worth of bags. So the point I'm making is shit already real, but motherfuckers about to start feeling it for real, because and all these luxuries and this raw food. Imagine like you go out to like the restaurant, so dating and all that shit over with. That's where that term Netflix and chill come from. You know what I mean? Going to the movies and shit like that shit a wrap. So if regular food costs as much, like all that shit over with, shit about to get shut down. shit about to get straight up shut down. Okay. Salakia, just parking this car. Just want to make sure I get in this spot. Alright. Motherfuckers, take your mirror off around these parks. Alright, just double back in here. Salakia for that. Little tight spot. Alright, I'm good. So yeah, man. You know, and just to do the math economically, you know, and you see, you women was in order, you would know about house economics, like how much shit costs, ounces, and, you know what I mean, how to stretch shit and do all this, you know. They don't know that shit, you know what I mean? They're like, they, you know, they just lazy as fuck, agitated as fuck, and they just trying to get shit out the way so they can relax and drink their shit or whatever. So alcohol is pretty much the same. It went up too, depending on what you drink, but that shit gonna go up. Cigarettes high as hell, all that shit. So back to the food though, because the famine is basically here. Because even like, you could have a famine with, like, if you can't afford to buy the shit, like, the food is right there, but you can't afford to buy it. So, yo, you know, it's like, yo, you know, so a lot of people get to the register and gotta put shit back. They got carts and shit right outside the register full of shit that people went over, they couldn't afford to buy because they just throwing shit in their cart. They get to the register, you got $400 in stamps. You're like, oh, that should be about $400. And that shit come up to like $490, $520. And you like, oh, I gotta put some of this shit back. Hell yeah, you gotta put some, or come out your pocket or put some of that shit back. So now you gotta prioritize what you want and what you don't want, holding the fucking line up and shit like that. So that's why a lot of people just doing online shopping, that shit come to your door. And then when you get your $400 worth of shit, it's way less than what you normally buy. And not just is way less as far as how much items you got, but it's also way less in the item itself. So case in point, you got something called, you got inflation, then you got shrinkflation. Shrinkflation is when you keep the prices the same on something, but you put less amount of it in there. So they had the Arizona, the drink that people, you know, the hood drinks, the Arizonas, and they was 24 ounces. You'll get them for $1. But now they like $2, $2.20 for Arizona. That used to be $1. But now if you want to get $1 Arizona, you only gonna get the fucking 10-ounce can or the 12-ounce can, which is half. So, or you might get you a 50-cent bag of chips if you could still find them, right? And in that 50-cent bag of chips, it ain't gonna be nothing but air in that motherfucker. When you open that bitch up, you're gonna have like a handful of chips, maybe two bunches, if that. So now when the kids, and these fucking kids are fucking fat as fuck, greedy as fuck. So now, their appetites keeps growing, and these kids just keep eating shit. They don't know how to stop eating shit. The adults don't know how to stop eating shit. So when you take all that food home, and they like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Man, they gonna run through that that $400, $500 worth of food, that shit gonna get ran through. Because of shrinkflation and inflation. And their appetites, and they say the average American eat like 10 to 14 times a day. Not actually meals, but snacking on shit. And these kids just like playing a game and eating snacks and shit like that. So they're constantly, so you be like, oh, I got $400 worth of food, which is really $250. Then you getting hit on the shrinkflation. In your mind, like, okay, this shit should last me to like to the 20th. But that shit ain't gonna last you to the 20th. That shit gonna last you to maybe like the 13th or the 15th. Especially if you ain't got no order in your house and able to tell them kids to wait or drink some water. I remember coming up, your ass ain't getting no juice. Your ass drink some water. Then the juice you get might be watered down. They'll stretch that shit. And you be happy with that. But until dinner is served, you better sit your ass down and go outside and play till I call y'all in to eat. And then sometimes you want seconds, ain't no seconds. You eat what I gave your ass and take a shower and take your ass to bed. That's how shit was then. But parents is not like, they don't have structure and order. And the kids, they just like, go ahead, get out of my face. They don't have no type of mental stamina or structure in the home to actually balance out their resources. So then when they gone, you know, the kids sneak in there and eat different shit that they ain't supposed to eat. Or you might have a pound cake or some shit. They run through your pound cake. Who ate my pound cake? And I mean, and that shit might have cost you $8. But you barely had it or enjoyed it because your shit was just ambush. So these nigga women and these women out here, they gonna be feeling it. And these kids, so being in an environment like that where resources is limited and you 13, 14, 15, a lot of these kids, these YNs gonna hit the streets on some rampage shit. You know? Hey, that Fabulous song, I'm trying to eat, she just handed me sandwiches. Know what I mean? And the appetite, like mine, got me scandling and scrambling. Riding shoddy with my man, but I apparently be feminine. So, you know, and that's some real shit though. You know what I mean? Once, you know, you got a real manly appetite. You 16, like you need meals, but your Nana only got fucking bologna sandwiches. And you lucky if you get cheese on that bitch, maybe a little mustard on that motherfucker. And that's it. You know what I mean? So that's all though, man. But hey, watch how society collapse. Watch how real shit get out here. And people think it's going to bounce back. Ain't bouncing. When it bounce back, it's going to bounce back with the MOTB. And even then, it's going to be the half and the have-nots because the middle class was only set up as a bulletproof vest to keep the poor from attacking the elites. Because now the poor, they don't attack the elites. They attack the middle class. They attack the people but if it was just the poor and the rich, the poor would just straight up attack the elites. Like, these are the motherfuckers that got it. But since the middle class the middle class is that barrier. So people will go to somebody, you know, that live on this side of town or go get an entertainer or a rapper. So they like the middle class compared to the elites. And that prevents the elites from like getting and being attacked. But now they got a system with the AI and all that shit where they could just isolate and make cities and shit where they could, like the movie Elysium, where they could just push your ass out and they ain't got to worry about the poor really coming at them like that because they got the technology to isolate them. So they doing away with that whole the whole middle class. It's just going to be the poor and the rich, the have-nots and the have-yachts. So, hey, with that, little woman that was edifying to the left, keep your eyes on the watch. It's going down. It's definitely going down. Shalom. Yeah, I'm about to say shalom.